City Council will please come to order. The clerk will call the roll.
Councilors Kadim,
Here.
Joseph Kamara,
Here.
Stephen Kamara,
Here.
Kilby,
Here.
The Liberty LeBeau,
Here.
Long,
Here.
Pelletier,
Here.
Ponte,
Here.
Viveras.
Here.
Will everyone in the chamber please rise for a moment of silent prayer? Kindly remain standing for a salute to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made whether perceived or unperceived by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. Madam Clerk, please proceed with the order of business.
Madam City Clerk, is it the intent to take the item 2 out of order?
Motion to take item 2 out of order.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries. Madam Clerk?
Item 2A, order that we now proceed by a viva voce vote to elect a president of the City Council for the year 2019.
Motion is in order to adopt.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The order is adopted. As the councilors' names are called, they will reply with the name of the candidate of their choice for the office of president. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilors Kadim,
Cliff Ponte Jr.
Joseph Kamara,
Cliff Ponte Jr.
Stephen Kamara,
Stephen Kamara.
Kilby,
Cliff Ponte Jr.
The Liberty LeBeau,
Cliff Ponte Jr.
Long,
Cliff Ponte Jr.
Pelletier,
Cliff Ponte.
Ponte,
Cliff Ponte.
Viveras.
Cliff Ponte.
Councilor Cliff Ponte, having received 8 votes, is hereby declared president of the City Council for the year 2019.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to move that it be unanimously adopted.
Second.
Thank you, Councilor. Mr.
Call
President,
on.
step forward for the administration of the oath of office. Please raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Cliff Ponte,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially perform
I will faithfully and impartially perform
the duties of the office of City Council
the
President
duties of the office of City Council President
of the City of Fall River
of the City of Fall River
to the best of my ability and understanding,
to the best of my ability and understanding,
in accordance with the Constitution and laws
in accordance with the Constitution and laws
of the United States and of this Commonwealth,
of the United States and this Commonwealth,
and the ordinances of the City of Fall River,
and the ordinances of the City of Fall River.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you. Stand here or?
Do you want
No. Yeah, I'll say something. I just want to take the opportunity to thank my colleagues for the unanimous support. Continue to serve this next year as your council president. It's an honor to sit in this chair and to serve with every single one of you, and I'm looking forward to a year that we can continue to strive collectively to improve this community. So thank you for your unanimous support.
Mr. President, with your permission, we will proceed with the order of business. Ordered, Madam Clerk, could you please read the order?
Ordered that we now proceed by a viva voce vote to elect a vice president of the City Council for the year 2019.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The order is adopted. As the motion has now been made and seconded, as your names are called, please respond with the candidate of your choice for the office of Vice President for the year 2019. Councilors Kadim?
Pam LeBeau.
Joseph Kamara,
Pam LeBeau.
Stephen Kamara,
Pamela Liberty LeBeau.
Kilby,
Pam LeBeau.
The Liberty LeBeau,
Pam LeBeau.
Long,
Pam LeBeau.
Pelletier,
Pam LeBeau.
Viveras,
Pam LeBeau.
President Ponti.
Councilor La Liberty LeBeau, having received 9 votes, is hereby declared Vice President of the City Council for the year 2019. Please raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Pamela Lee LeBeau,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially perform
that I will faithfully and impartially perform
the duties of the office of City Council Vice President
the duties of the office of City Council Vice President
of the City of Fall River
of the City of Fall River
to the best of my ability and understanding,
to the best of my ability and understanding,
in accordance with the Constitution and laws
in accordance with the Constitution and laws
of the United States and of this Commonwealth,
of the United States and of this Commonwealth,
and the ordinances of the City of Fall River,
and the ordinances of the City of Fall River.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to my colleagues for the unanimous vote. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, any citizens' input? No signed up. Next order of business is item 3A. Madam Clerk?
Item 3A, orders relating to the recall election. Item A is the order designating polling places.
Motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt item 3A has been made by Councilor Kilby, seconded by Councilor Long. Any discussion on the motion? Councilor in seat 2, Councilor Kamara.
Madam Clerk, are there any changes to the polling places as far as the last election is concerned? So they're all the same as
They're all
we
the
had
same.
last election?
Yes.
Thank you. Then I yield.
Any further questions? If we could just read
Just,
the, or, Councilor in seat 1?
Through the clerk, are we voting on the date as well? I mean, the poll? 3A has a blank for the date, so if we do need it, I'd make a motion that we have the March 12th date.
Okay.
Second?
Motion by Councilor Kadim to add March 12th to the date for the recall election has been made by Councilor Kadim, seconded by Councilor Kilby. Discussion? Councilor in seat 3, Councilor Kamara.
Well, I read the order, and I thought the order was exclusively the termination of polling places. Then there was a second order that relates to the election itself. If we're going to combine the two, I have discussion about the date of the election.
Counselor, both orders do indicate the election date.
Okay.
So the order says that they're designated on Tuesday, March 12th, 2019, and the polls are opened from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., and the attached polling places are used. So the order does dictate the
Okay.
date.
So I'd like to speak specifically to the setting of the date of this
Sure.
election.
Fair enough.
At a previous council meeting, unfortunately, I feel, did not even get a second to have any advice presented to us by our legal counsel. And I feel that we may be jeopardizing the election itself, which would be a great disservice both to the recallers and to the population in general. Now, we've received several communications, one of which was received today from the attorney representing the mayor. We've also received communication from our corporation counselor indicating that he has been meeting with the lawyer representing the petitioners, the recallers, as well as the lawyer representing the mayor. And I, again, think it would serve us well to hear from our legal counsel. I, in my life, have been involved both as a member of the school committee and as a member of the city council, and it's always been prudent to at least hear from legal counsel.
Is there a motion there to waive the rules to have
I would like
Corporation
to,
Counsel?
once again, and I hope we get a second this time, to waive the rules and have our legal counsel, corporation.
Motion to waive the
counsel,
rules has been made by Councilor Stephen Kamara. Is there a second?
Second.
seconded by Councilor Camara. Discussion?
Roll call?
Roll call on it.
On discussion?
Discussion on waiving the rules only. Councilor in seat 3, Councilor Camara.
Well, on the motion itself.
On the motion to waive the rules.
Okay.
That's what is
Well,
before
I
us.
just say that I will just want to underscore the importance of our doing the right thing for this community and making sure that this recall is not subject to challenge. As I understand it, there are challenges that are coming from both recallers as well as the mayor. There's also a legal counsel here representing the recallers, and I would have no objection to hearing from that lawyer as well. But I particularly think we should hear from our own lawyer. And also, I did attend the meeting of the election commissioners,
On the motion,
and I think
That's
that
before
that,
us, Counselor.
too, is worthy of
Councilor, there's a motion right now. You're asked to speak on waiving the rules. That's all I'm going to entertain at this point. You yield?
I yield.
Councilor in seat 2, Councilor in seat 1, sorry, Councilor Kadim.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. President, to the clerk, did the Corporation Council ever send down a letter to the City Council suggesting that we weren't within our scope of authority?
No.
Okay, so outside of the mayor's council, obviously barging onto the council floor, dropping off a letter, and then properly sending us an email after the fact reiterating that we don't have any authority, we haven't received any type of notification from Corporation Council to indicate that we're not doing anything appropriate. Okay, with that I yield, so I won't be supporting it.
Councilor in seat 2, Councilor Joseph Kamara.
Thank you. The only reason that I seconded it because I think to his point, I don't think Corporation Council is probably going to change anyone's mind tonight, but to put my colleague and people who might have questions, their concerns at rest, I don't see the harm in having them come down. I've sat on this council for a long time, and there's been times when people don't get a second, and you never know what questions might be asked or what information might be given. Sometimes I think, it's unfortunate that that happens. Sometimes I've not been one to make a second, and I think that in something so crucial like this, I don't see the harm in just asking whatever question my colleague has to put everyone's mind at rest, that we might be told something or might hear something that might make people decide whether or not they want to continue forward this way. I don't think it's going to change anyone's mind, but to put his mind at rest and the general public, this way they can't say that we didn't have the ability to ask questions if we wanted to. That's why I made the second. With that, I yield.
Anything further? Hearing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
On the motion to waive the rules, Councilors Kadim,
No.
Joseph Kamara,
Yes.
Stephen Kamara,
Yes?
Kilby.
No.
Lullaby LeBeau,
No.
Long,
No.
Pelletier,
No.
Viveras,
Yes.
President Ponti.
No.
Motion fails.
Any further discussion on the motion that's before us? The order that is before us, item 3A. Well, I'll read again. Ordered that the following places be the same and hereby designated as polling places for the municipal election to be held on Tuesday, March 12th, 2019. The polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and the polling places shall be used. Item 3A, that is before us. Anything further on that item specifically? Councilor in seat 3, Councilor Kamara.
Yeah, I'd like to make something perfectly clear, because I had recallers and the general public indicate when I used the word mob rule, that somehow I was diminishing the value of the citizens' input into this process. That was the furthest thing from my mind. But having studied government, I do believe that when a process is pushed through without due deliberation, that is what I refer to as mob rule. And when a majority of this council is not even willing to hear from its legal counsel about a whole range of issues that could jeopardize this election, I believe that that is unfortunately diminishing the value of this representative form of government that we have by the 9 of us. So I could, in fact, object to this and just allow it to be delayed until the next council meeting. But I'm going to allow the majority to proceed, and I will vote no, out of respect for what I think is a bad process. Not that I don't want to see this thing move forward, and the sooner the better. I'm glad that it's been amended to be on March 12th, because the sooner we get this over with, the better. But I do think that we are shortchanging our citizenry by not having full disclosure and full discussion of not only Corporation Counsel speaking to us, but also the Election Commission and its role in this process. And I know the chair of the Election Commission is here. I think it would be prudent also to have her as part of the discussion, because I think there are things within the Election Commission that may be jeopardizing this process from being absolutely legitimate and possibly subject to a court action that would possibly dismiss the whole process. I just think there are some serious dangers here, and by proceeding without due deliberation, I think is a disservice to the public, a disservice to the recallers, a disservice to the mayor, and it's a disservice to our government. And with that, I yield.
Council in seat 1, Councilor Kadim.
Thank you, Mr. President. With all due respect to my colleague in C3, while I respect his comments, I'm a little confused by them. I mean, unless we're all living under a rock, I think we know what's going on. I mean, we've got, I don't know, various number of media outlets here that are fully aware of what's going on. So, I mean, the citizens of Fall River should honestly be aware of what's going on. In fact, there was over 5,000 signatures for signs petition for a recall. I mean, we're just moving forward in a process. So if we all know about this, and if Corporation Counsel, who within his role, if he was concerned about the process, should have and could have reached out to the City Council well in advance to give us notification that he feels that we may be overstepping our boundaries or not following the letter of the law as set forth by the charter, which I don't think is the case. So I respect the fact that my colleague in C3 is not going to object, because I think, we owe it to the 5,200 people that signed this petition, or at least the 5,200 people that were certified, to move forward with this. And if there's any legal challenges, let the legal challenges play out in court, and let a court determine whether or not this City Council did not take the due diligence. If you want to question something, I think what we should be questioning the fact that everybody is recusing themselves all of a sudden from city government. I mean, everybody is appointed by the mayor, and now all of a sudden the election board, we're having everybody recuse themselves for whatever reason, which I can't understand for the life of me. You've got a job to do. If somebody was going to recuse themselves, they should have recused themselves prior to the certification. They did not, so there should be no recusal of anybody from the election board. So from my standpoint, as a city council, it was submitted to the city clerk. That was then sent to the city council. The city council did its due diligence, submitted it to the mayor, and quite frankly, you know what? The mayor should have done what was right for the city of Fall River and resigned. We wouldn't be here at a special meeting. We wouldn't be talking about this. We wouldn't have this constant back and forth and bickering about what's right, what's not right. We would have been moving on with an election process to figure out who was going to be the mayor and lead the city the way we all feel it should be led. That's just my take. So let's get on with this. Let's set a date and move forward. With that, I yield.
Anything further? Councilor in seat 6, Councilor Long.
I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. I have my letters that are on file with the clerk. I believe that we have conducted ourselves in a very legal way with precedence, by the way. I think the Election Commission certified these signatures as they had done in the past, and I believe we're on solid ground with that. And again, I'm supporting this. I'll vote, so let's move on, get it over on March 12th, and I'll let my letters stand on their own. That I yield.
Anything further? Hearing none. Again, ordered that the following places be the same hereby designated as polling places for the municipal election to be held on Tuesday, March 12th, 2019. The polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and the polling places and all polling places shall be used. Madam Clerk, roll call. On the adoption of the order. 3A.
On adoption, Councilors Kadim? Joseph Kamara?
Yes.
Stephen Kamara?
No.
Kilby?
Yes.
Lullaby LeBeau?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Pelletier?
Yes.
Viveras?
Yes.
President Ponti?
Yes.
And we have item 3B, which is the election warrant.
Motion to adopt warrant?
Motion to adopt the warrant after reading has been made by Councilor Kilby, seconded by Councilor Pelletier. Discussion?
Do we need to amend the motion to include the date, or are we just assuming that the date is the date?
I'm going to put in the March 12th.
Okay.
Yep.
Motion to adopt the order with the March 12, 2019 date has been made by Councilor Kilby, seconded by Councilor Pelletier. Discussion? Hearing none, roll call. After reading. Actually, Madam Clerk, can you read that in for the record, and then we'll do our roll call?
Yes. Ordered that in accordance with the provisions of Section 8-5 of the city charter, the city clerk be and is hereby authorized and directed to cause notices to be given that meetings of the voters of the city qualified to vote at a municipal election to be held on Tuesday, March 12, 2019, in the several polling places designated by this council to cast their votes for the following: for the recall of Jazel F. Correa II, against the recall of Jazel F. Correa II, and to cast their votes for the nomination of candidates for the office of mayor. Be it further ordered that the Election Commission be and they are hereby authorized and empowered to cause all necessary rooms, fixtures, apparatus, and supplies for the holding of the municipal election to be prepared and furnished for the same, and the use of same to be charged to the appropriation for elections. Polls to be opened from 7 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m., and all polling places to be used.
Before we do the roll call, Madam Clerk, just for the public's own edification, could you please indicate the political calendar for this March 12th date, which would be the date whereas people would be able to pull papers when they're due, et cetera?
Yes. With the election taking place on March 12th, the first date that nomination papers will be available is Friday, January 4th. The last day for obtaining nomination papers is January 21st. Last date and hour for submitting nomination papers for certification is January 23rd. Last day and hour for filing certified nomination papers with the election commissioners is February 6th. Last day and hour for filing withdrawals and/or objections, February 8th. Last day and hour for registration of voters, February 20th. Last day and hour for all candidates and political committees to file campaign finance reports is March 4th. Last day and hour for filing absentee ballot applications for the city election is March 11th. The election will take place on the 12th, and candidates will need to file campaign finance reports by April 16th.
Counselor in seat 1, Counselor Kadim.
Thank you. Just for clarification, can you, the numbers on the side of those dates, on the right hand, 53?
Those are the citations of Mass General Law.
Mass General Law? Okay, thank you. I yield.
Anything further? Counselor in seat 6, Counselor Long.
Was there any consideration on this for the early voting? Is there any prohibit?
Counselor, early voting, I did look into that, is only available for state elections at this point.
It's only available for state elections, so it's prohibited. I yield.
Anything further? Hearing none, roll call.
On adoption of the order, Councilors Kadim?
Yes.
Joseph Kamara?
Yes.
Stephen Kamara?
No.
Kilby?
Yes.
Lullaby LeBeau?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Pelletier?
Yes.
Viveras?
Yes.
And President Ponti?
Yes.
That's all we have, Mr. President.
No further business before the council. Is there a motion to adjourn?
To adjourn?
Motion to adjourn has been made by Councilor Kilby, seconded by Council Vice President LeBeau. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Good night.